Good morning. This is my second sermon today, and I actually learn something new every time I come. This is my fourth visit here, and Reverend Bob does a great job, and it makes me reflect on all the good work that we do for children around the state of Florida, and which is made possible specifically by individuals and groups like yourselves. I will never want to miss an opportunity to say thank you. And so on behalf of the Florida Sheriffs, the children under our care, our staff, thank you for your continued support. We just hosted the Joy Group out at our campus here in Bradenton a couple of weeks back. We had an opportunity to introduce that group to some of our children. And I think they did enjoy, including Pastor Neil, enjoyed that visit and engaged with little Ariana, who shared her story. I want to share a mission moment because that's what this is about. This has to do with a girl. Her name was Priscilla, 13 years old. She had a brother, 7 and 5. They were living in a mobile home. Their mother was into drugs. She was hit heavily by drug abuse. She was not an active member of her children's lives, and Priscilla fell into the role of a mother figure raising her two sibling brothers. They lived in a mobile home. The mobile home caught fire, and Priscilla was able to get herself and her two siblings out of the mobile home. She suffered some severe burns on her back, on her arms, and found herself and her two siblings living in a tent in the woods. Law enforcement found them by accident. She happened to be, again, 13, hooked up with a 19-year-old that was sexually abusing her, physically abusing her siblings. They were placed in our custody after being placed in other foster environments. And she spent just under 2 years with us. She graduated our program. I got an update on her earlier this week that she completed all of her prerequisites to start nursing school. Her two brothers still live with us. They're excelling on the highest level possible. I didn't share at the earlier sermon, but when I saw Priscilla last, I actually asked her what she loved best about living on the ranch up in Live Oak, and she said all the love that she felt from her cottage parents, which serve as their mother and father figure, and the staff, but also that love was unconditional. I said, what are you struggling with most now? And she goes, to be honest with you, Mr. Wayne, my father has come back into my life, and he's trying to be a father to me, and I don't know him as a father. So I'm struggling with learning that relationship. And she did say he calls her twice a day, morning and night, and checks on her. So I do believe he's trying to be that father that he hadn't been earlier in her life, and she's very positive about that. The one impressive thing about Priscilla is we have a 60-year tradition of providing help and hope to children throughout the state. The misconception about the Florida Sheriff's Youth Ranch is that these are bad kids. These are not bad kids. These are just kids that have fallen on bad times or bad things are being done to them. My youngest in program right now is 4 years old. None of my children have juvenile records. I'm not saying there's not some of the older kids that are on a path, the wrong path, and we're trying to get them back on the right path. But that's a misconception. So if I want you to take anything away today, know that all of our kids are good kids. The support that you provide is making a difference. I appreciate the continued support. I always like to recognize, those that make that support possible, and again, would never miss an opportunity to come down and talk to you. So thank you very much.